What's good? What's grand? What's going on? This is Good Stuff with Steph. I kind of like that little intro there, so I'm a little bit proud of that. Let's talk about, does size matter? I'm kidding. No, I have no what's the word? I can't even think of the word. I have no research. I have no credibility to talk about this. So let's not talk about maybe future. I don't know. It depends on who's on the podcast with me. And then I could ask them because maybe they have experience. I don't know. Hopefully, you know what, you do you. If you're one of my friends and you have experience, good for you. Yeah, but we're not gonna get into that. I don't really know what we're gonna talk about today. I feel like we're gonna talk about mental health. It's a very touchy subject, okay? And some people just focus on the work and don't realize that, they need to clear their head. I guess doing other work is a way for them to clear their head, but I feel like, it's kind of like you're avoiding it, but also like you're not really, because you're like, what? I'm distracting myself from my problems. But it honestly depends on the person because everyone is different. Not everyone copes. I guess is cope the word for this? I guess everyone copes differently with their feelings. Ooh, touchy subject. Because okay, some of my guy friends, or most of my guy friends, I'm like, so feelings. They're like, we don't have feelings. I'm like, okay, gotcha. I guess, is that like a stereotype or something? I don't really know. I would really love for someone to be on my podcast here with me to talk about this. But I feel like, mental health is really important, that we should really take care of ourselves, because at the end of the day, we are with ourselves. Even though you're surrounded by people, it's you hear yourself the most, or maybe you ignore yourself the most. I don't know. But you're with yourself the most. That made no sense. Did it? I don't know. See, I like to argue with myself a lot because it's a little fun thing that I like to do on a day-to-day basis. It might not get me anywhere, but anyway, mental health is, there are so many different ways to kind of cope with it, to kind of like help yourself learn more about yourself. I've tried meditation, I've tried work. I still do these things. I like to journal, or like to actually, is writing your dreams down journaling? In a way, yes, I think so. I would like to say that writing your dreams down, writing down like random thoughts in my head, is a way of journaling. Honestly, I think you can, writing stuff down, well, I guess it depends on what you're writing down, but some people don't like to like express their feelings because it's like, what? No, I don't have time for that, because I guess it also depends on like, how you're raised, or I don't know if being raised a certain way has anything to do with that. Well, I guess it depends on, what words you surround yourself with. As a kid, I guess it starts to build up when you get older, right? When your parents tell you, you need to do really good on this test or else, you're going to be a failure. Great. Good thing to tell a first grader, okay? Really, really good thing. It's like, yeah, you're not going to get into, an Ivy League school with those grades. I'm like, I just started, multiplication. What do you want from me? All jokes aside, it kind of like, your kids, your parents feed this stuff to you. I guess they do it without knowing, or maybe they're doing it with like purpose. Like, yeah, we want our kids to be the best. Obviously, whose parents don't want their kids to be the best, I feel like we should definitely hear the stuff that we do hear the stuff that they're saying, and sometimes they forget to listen to themselves. They forget to listen to the words that they're saying, because saying things a certain way, it's like, is that manipulation? Is that like, I guess everything's manipulation, is it? I don't really know. Is this a big brain thing? Everything is manipulation. Everything. I don't know. That's probably wrong. I feel like if parents worded things a certain way, we would like start to believe that. And then like, I guess these like, here you go. Here it is, straight on. If you don't do well in this, you're going to fail. Like, okay, that's great. Can't fail now. And then they keep building the pressure on you. And you're like, okay, I got to do really good. They might kick me out of the house in the 3rd grade. Oh no, where am I supposed to go? Because you failed your math test. I don't think I failed my math test, but I'm sure I was like stressed out in the 3rd, maybe honestly in the 1st grade I was already stressed out. It's like when your parents start taking you to school, that's when, honestly, it depends on when you went. I guess, and like, what their standards are for you. Once you are able to start learning things, it's like, okay, I want you to be the top of your class. I mean, it's pretty cool being at the top of your class. Honestly, I wish I was top of my class a lot, but I feel like for me, I have different ways of learning. People are like, "Yo, you're a little strange." I'm like, "Yeah, am I? I am." I don't know. I just start overthinking a lot of things, and it's kind of tough. It's like you can't just say, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought because I forgot. That's why I lost my train of thought. What? That was the same thing. I just said it differently. I don't know why I did that. Here we go again. Mamma mia. Huh? I'm a little bit lost here. Where was I going with this? Mental health. Yes. People, learn feelings. There's that word again, that F word. Yeah, I guess people definitely, some people just they're in their feelings, and that's totally cool. I guess we should be able to cope with our feelings, not cope, but understand. We should let our feelings out. Because some of us like to keep it inside because, our parents didn't express the correct feelings towards us when we were younger. And I was always very confused. I'm like, am I supposed to feel happy now? Sad? What's going on? Because ever since I was a kid, I guess it felt like I was supposed to hide my emotions, that feeling when you're at the dinner table at night and you're doing your math and your parents are like, you can't solve 6 + 6. What's wrong with you? And then you start crying and they're like, what are you crying for, huh? What are you crying for? Yeah, stop crying. And you're like, I'm so stressed out right now because I can't figure out what 6 + 6 is. And I don't know, it's this weird emotional baggage because some people are like, what? You didn't know what 6 + 6 is? You're such an idiot. I'm like, yeah. Sometimes I still feel that way. Sometimes I still gotta check on my calculator if I know what 1 + 1 is. I don't know. That's just a pretty typical joke, I guess. But I feel like it all, figuring out your feelings. There's that special F word. Okay, figuring out your feelings starts from a young age because some people just don't deal with it at all. They don't deal with it at all because it just feels weird to, It's like I don't know if I can use this as an example. It's like, when you're a kid and your parents hug you. Do your parents hug you? I don't know. I feel like when I was younger, my parents did hug me more. But then I started to understand life. No. And then I started middle school. And then, nobody hugged anyone. And then all throughout high school, nobody hugged anyone. I guess we were all pissed off at each other for some reason, and we just stopped caring. No, not stop caring. No, like the Jessie J song. Not stopped caring. I guess we just stopped paying attention to, expressing our feelings toward each other as parent and child. I guess you're supposed to hey, mom, dad, thanks for raising me, and hey, kid, hey, sport, you're doing all right. Not great. You're doing all right. Could be better. But that didn't really happen around my house. Obviously, I knew internally, somewhere in the back of my head, I knew hey, they love you. You know that, right? And you're like, yeah. Because, even though, as a kid, I was like, oh my gosh. I would, watch on TV, and, these families are, they love each other, Obviously, it was fake. I knew it was fake. I knew it was all an act. Okay, I knew that these parents, there's no way these parents love their kids that much. Okay, I shouldn't say that. Well, I really shouldn't say that. But, because I was, trying to compare the TV family to my family. I'm like, no way, that kid can talk back to their kid and not get slapped? That's crazy. Don't ever try that. I don't want to get into that line of abuse versus discipline. That's a topic for later. Yikes. Wow, getting into my first episode and just talking about this a little bit interesting, I guess. I don't know. Mental health is all over the place, just like this first episode, okay? I don't know. I think I think it does start from a young age. It's how your parents treat you. I was very confused with my emotions. I was very confused because sometimes they would yell at me for being dumb, as how it goes. And then sometimes you'd be like, oh my god, you're like such a great kid. And I was like, what is going on? Like, do you hate me? Do you love me? When I was younger, I didn't understand, hate and love. All you knew, I just had a lot of anger, okay? Just like an angry, like, little child who was like, what is going on? Like, can you, like, express your feelings for me properly? I'm like, I was just a confused little kid. I'm still confused. But now I know that, my parents do really support me. It's just like, I feel like when you start, understanding yourself more, you start to understand, like, okay, this is what they really mean, I feel like, a lot of times we feel certain ways because I feel like we lacked that, emotion from, we lacked that certain, we lack that certain emotion from our parents as a kid, or I don't know. It's just a weird subject to get into, and I think that, okay, what have I said for the past 11 minutes? What? I don't understand what I've said. I do think that, when you're older now, I'm actually 18 now. Wow, I'm a legal adult. Crazy. I feel like nowadays I'm starting to understand myself, understanding my mental health. I used to be just so confused. I said that like 5-6 times already. I used to be really confused with like my feelings. Oh yes, that special word. And then I started to kind of like dig into like, okay, here's life right now. Even if I was having the worst day ever, I would try to find like, hey, I woke up today. I'm on this earth today. That's a little bit like touchy. It's like, whoa. But you know what? Even if I was having the worst day ever, I would say, you know what? I'm thankful that I get to see the world. Okay, I'm thankful that the birds are still chirping and that the sun is still shining and that the sunset is still as beautiful as ever. I think that, like, even like as sarcastic as that sounds sometimes, it's like, oh yeah, you're having a shitty day and you just don't want to be involved with the world. That's fine, because people have those days where you just don't want to do, you feel like absolute shit, okay? That's totally fine, because we all need a break from society, because society's like, every day people are just moving so fast and you're just like, what is going on in the world? What is happening? I can't keep up. And you know what? Some days we have our off days, and everyone is different. I keep thinking, I'm trying to like, think back to my friends and how they like cope, I guess, how they're in their feelings. Some people really like to interpret songs. Wow. That's a bad example. Is it a bad? Well, I don't know. I don't think that's coping with their feelings. I think that's just sharing something that they like to do. What am I saying? Some people like to bake. Some people just like to, it depends on what kind of bake. Don't do drugs, kids. But if you do, please be safe. Thank you very much. I don't know, like, people read books a lot. I feel like, if you can't handle reality, you dive into a book, or like you dive into another language. Programming, you learn Japanese. I'm literally just referring to my friends. You watch movies. I feel like, well, it's just a fun thing to do. It doesn't have to be with like coping with your mental health. I feel like it's just like something that you like to do. I feel like, I'm not saying, what am I saying? Am I saying that my friends are having off days so like they distract themselves with this? No, I think, I forgot what I was trying to say. I always forget what I'm trying to say because I go somebody's ringing their bell. I go too deep into a topic that I don't even understand what I'm saying anymore. I hope you guys get what I'm saying. If not, this was just like 14 minutes of me rambling about different things and then going back to that topic and then going off. But I feel like as we get older, we should start to understand ourselves more, understand how we think, and that, whatever the current situation is, you can always, like, you don't have to think what you're thinking. What? You have to think about what you're thinking, but you don't have to accept it, Well, that really depends, I guess, but you can accept the current reality or you can build yourself a new one, okay? No matter what the circumstances are now, you can always build yourself a new, your new reality. Even though right now it's not as good as you want it to be, whatever, I guess we just have to, it's like, live the positive life that you should live, always be happy. It's not like that. I feel like it's like, just remember, like, you know what? You woke up today. Even if you're having a shitty day, remember you woke up today, okay? Tomorrow, screw it. Tomorrow's going to be a new day. If I don't feel good tomorrow, it's fine. I have another day. But I feel like every day, I feel like nature is a really good time, a really great place to be in. Like, just nature, like trees. If you have a backyard, chill in your backyard. Because I feel like, if you hear my mother, she is talking. That is correct. Okay. Huh? Okay, I I don't really know what I'm saying. Honestly, I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope quarantine is treating you well. If it's not, it's okay. I can't exactly say that. But I feel like if we want to be happy, we should start living happier? ? That's not the thing to say. It's tough. It's tough out here, because as teenagers, we're constantly being bombarded with, study hard. Obviously, you should definitely study hard. You should definitely study. You should definitely put time and effort into doing something to be better at it, If you can't cope with whatever you're going through, hopefully you have friends who support you. Hopefully you have friends who are there to listen to you. If not, wow, that's like, oh, okay, what are you saying, Steph? I don't know. If not, find a hobby. I think that's really good. If you don't have any hobbies, you should definitely find one, because I feel like living on a day-to-day basis with nothing to do, you know what? That's up to you. Actually, I can't tell you what to do. This was just me ranting. Yeah. This has been all over the place, but I hope something in here was smart, useful. If not, you're just like, huh? Still lost? So am I. Is that how I end my videos? Anyway, this has been Good Stuff with Steph. Peace out.